And we're going to be starting up very soon. We have Pepe the Destructor playing Return to Castle Wolfenstein, any percent. I am Death Incarnate. That's going to be really interesting. So we'll see if we can get that going, take it away.
Hello everyone, my name is Pepe the Destructor, and I'm here to showcase this beautiful game called Return to Castle Wolfenstein. And yeah, with me, Hero is gonna start like commentating all the tricks that we do, and I'm gonna play on the hardest difficulty. I'm Death Incarnate. So yeah, I'm just gonna click and the timer is gonna start now as soon as I click this button. So streamers, start now.
Welcome again, and my name is Heros, and I will be commentating the run for Pepe. And yeah, hope you will enjoy the run. So, also Pepe and I have very different playstyles. This game you have a lot to play out your individual preferences. So the first two levels are pretty straightforward. In this run you will grab some grenades throughout multiple levels and chapters for specific tricks. So the first thing that Pepe did in his run is lowering his FPS to 45 because this game is pretty FPS dependent, at least to some mechanics. Which means stamina, for example, is tied to FPS and also the speed of the weapons. So if you want to save stamina, you lower your FPS, and on higher FPS you drain way more stamina than you would do normally. And you also would want to increase your FPS for specific sections to just shoot a little bit faster.
I just got really unlucky and got hit by the sniper. I had to take a HP backup.
Yeah, this game also involves
a lot of
pretty annoying RNG.
Bullets. Yeah.
And part of that is the AI. Sometimes the AI has the worst aim possible, aiming like a Silver 1. And on the next run he's just like the Superb of the global elite. And that also will cost a lot of time. So the first nade we see right here is going up here, next to the bridge. In this level you will need to kill 10 out of 11 possible enemies. And with the grenade you will just kill a few more. It doesn't really matter in which order you kill them or which of them you need to kill. There are like 11 in total and you just need to kill 10 of them. And then this guy comes out. Also there are a lot of triggers in this game. And a lot of objects that just are required for the progression. So you can't always just run through the level without doing the objectives. That would not work. You would not be able to proceed. And also, he just jumped up on that platform over there, and that's also only possible on specific FPS values, like 83, which is like the most balanced FPS we play on. That's a good compromise in between stamina consumption and weapon speed. And it is because how the game calculates jump height. So the three main FPS values to play on are 45, 83 and 142. And also 142 is the max FPS that we are going to use. So this is now the third level of the first chapter. This level has like the first trick that's a little bit more, that's a little bit harder. Like the first two levels were pretty straightforward. And you
this trick is also like super annoying because once you fail it, this takes so much time to get it done.
Yeah, and there's also a variation of what you can do. Like you can sacrifice one nade here and do a strat and just not do a strat later on in the run, or you can just not use a nade here and do another strat and save the nade for later. So he's going to do a much harder strat than I do. I save my nade here, and he's going to jump up on the tram. And then he's going to
I'm just gonna do
use
an army strat.
You're not doing it? Okay.
Yeah, because once you fail it, you can't really set it up anymore. It's like one or I'm gone.
Okay, so he would have just used the grenade to boost himself in the corner, and now he's using a safe load trick. So a lot of things happened here right now. The first thing was doing a safe load, which like he skipped an invisible barrier, and he also negated the fall damage.
Situation under control.
Anti-American?
Safe loading, and then he shot the barrel, like increase the player's gravity. You will also see some nades doing that exact same trick. So we're going to use nades to lower our gravity to cause explosions. And yeah, that also saves a lot of time. That's why we are grabbing the nades.
Such as it is, this is my house.
Going into the next level on Village, he will also do 2 safe loads. Safe loads also remove a little bit of autoscroller or cutscene time. He just used 2 nades to make Kessler, the guy going down the stairs, run a little bit faster. Like NPCs have, just like if you've seen it in Half-Life, run away from grenades to save themselves. So here, what I do is I do a few more safe loads to skip a tiny bit of Kessler's dialogue. And yeah, Pepe's not doing a lot of safe loads in this run. We also have an insider meme that safe loads don't save time because of because of one brother we had who didn't believe it.
Yeah, but it's been proven with safe loads you just save a lot of time. In fact, you can almost save almost 1 minute of time. But yeah.
Yeah. Also, what I just missed a little, he just had the chair with him, and he had his MP40 out while carrying out the chair. So what he just did is, you can only grab chairs with a secondary, like the knife or the Luger, and then you just switch to, so you press E to grab the chair and switch to your main weapon at the same time, and then you just magically gain a third arm that you can use for the chair.
Oh, I didn't got the gate skipped, Satch. It's fine.
Yeah, that's a little bit unlucky. Also, there are multiple preset RNG spawns for these zombies. Sometimes there are 2 laying down, sometimes 1 on each side either. And that also defines a little bit of timings. And yeah.
This night jump for me is kind of like the hardest trick, because it's super easy to mess it up. So yeah, I always use 142 FPS just for this trick to make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, that crypt 1 jump can also be pretty annoying. But that's also one case to lower your FPS with the grenade. Also in this area where you fight the fire zombie, we also have different preferences where to throw the nade to kind of like pre-kill the zombies.
Very nice.
Pretty decent so far in this run.
Yeah. You normally lose on this chapter on those 2 tricks on tram, and this nade you probably lose to run like 90% of the times. This chapter is super annoying to get stuck because just those 2 tricks are kinda hard to pull it off.
Yeah, and the first chapter is also the longest chapter and also the most annoying one. Once you get out of chapter 1, you actually have a run going, you would say. Like, most runs probably reset in the last chapter or the first chapter. But once you're out of the first one, you're pretty much have a run going and a chance to do something out of that.
I'm just gonna hit these levers in random order, doesn't really matter. For a secret, it's required to hit them on an order, but for any percent, doesn't really matter. You can just hit them without any order. But we do it in this specific way because of this trap that we have. So we need to trigger the trap so it comes down, and then we can hit the lever after the third one that we touch. So I'm just gonna use this nade in here, kill these two undead, and yeah, this is pretty much a super easy level to do.
We also reintroduced the Don't Hurt Me category, which is the easiest difficulty of the game, as the new main category, which just offers an improvable time, and literally the best possible time on any percent is easily done on Don't Hurt Me. And you also gain more grenades on that difficulty. And if Pepe was on Don't Hurt Me, he could have thrown 2 grenades that would have given those 2 zombie knights in immediately, but he really has to work with less grenades on I Am Death Incarnate.
Also with less HP recovery from health packs and less ammo.
Get ready.
So on this church level, we're going to see a new annoying enemy, which are those elite guards. And they have a very annoying ability to sometimes have a little bit too much movement and just roll around the area, and their head hitbox just randomly disappears. I mean, it's still there,
this
but
animation that you guys just saw. Yeah.
it looks like she doesn't have a head hitbox anymore, and headshots in this game for them are, at least for the first ones, are a one-shot for the most enemies. Later on in the game, enemies will get a little bit stronger and you cannot instantly headshot them anymore. And yeah, these are very annoying. Also, you have to kill all of them in this level in order to proceed. So that's an objective that you cannot miss. Also, the second elite guard behind the gate Pepe just opened has also a little bit of RNG in her. Sometimes she reacts a little bit faster and runs away, and sometimes you can just shoot her. If you don't kill her before she runs out into the room, she will just alert the other elite guards in this room. And all of them had a pre-positioned spot, which you can just pre-fire. So we're going to see the first boss now. Pepe grabbed 2 dynamites earlier on Village 2, which he will be placing 2 of them, and 2 nades for the boss.
I'm
So
not
this-
paying attention. Sorry, go ahead.
And that should be an insta-kill. And then he just uses the rest of the grenades for the upcoming zombies.
Is this
And you
in
also have to
chapter
kill
1?
all of them.
Yeah. Now I have
Alright.
to wait this long cutscene that we cannot escape. It's super annoying.
Yeah, that was the first chapter from 5 in total, and this is now the longest cutscene of the game.
Inbound. Well done, Mother Hen. What is the condition of your passenger? All things considered, the passenger is doing fine. Repeat, passenger is doing fine. Mother Hen out.
Oh, hey, this is perfect. I've just now got a donation in for Gregorius Rambach George. Oh, for $5. No comment. Thank you so much.
48 hours since our man Blazkowicz returned from Castle Wolfenstein. That's given us ample.
All right. So this is going to be Forest. The first level of the second chapter. This is a very special one. This is a stealth mission, which means once he's getting detected, they will call someone to pull the alarm, and then you just have to reset the mission all over again. And for a long time, we have thought that this level was pretty much it pretty much was an auto-scroller. No, not random, just an auto-scroller. Until we have discovered safe loadings, which, as we know, skip a little bit of cutscene time. And that also is a little bit different from level to level. And you also have to hit certain triggers in this level to progress the truck a little bit faster, or to progress the truck at all. So as I said already, Pip is not going to do a lot of safe loads in this run. So we are actually having this level a little bit of an auto-scroller, because he has to wait for the truck to go into a specific position. And only safe loads could make it a little bit faster. He also kills the exact right people who can call the alarm. And he just ignores irrelevant people completely. So that's just one more tower guy that he needs to take care of. And that's the only guy who's going to cause some trouble.
And now I just had to wait for the truck, which is annoying if you are not doing a safe loading.
Yeah, so basically this is just auto-scroller until the truck is in the position. So upcoming on the next level, we also have two major skips. One of them skips more than the other one. And the first one is going to be in an elevator, where we just need to be faster than the elevator and also not die to fall damage.
Attention all personnel. V2 rocket test to commence in fueling crew.
No, that was gonna kill me if I continue forward.
3,
Unlucky.
2, 1.
Yeah, it could have been way worse.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't die
It's just better
immediately and
to back off. It's not worth it to die, because then you will lose way more time.
it's not just losing time on there. There's also
Now the game crashed.
sometimes you get crushed between the elevators, and then that also causes a game crash for a reason we don't know. And also on that elevator, you can also safe load a little bit more to save time. There's also going to be a trigger upwards, which will spawn a few mechanics working on something, and you can also just skip triggers with the safe load.
Launch will commence in launch aborted. All safety crews on station. Achtung! Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Security teams report immediately.
So after the big waves of enemies, you will
Ooh.
see now.
My bad.
People. Yeah, I need to work with a little bit of delay. But the first try was actually pretty good, but you had that.
I hold
that
A for no reason, which pulls me to the left, and I just hit the cable, just in a
But the
weird angle.
second try still is really good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, none of both skips were first try, but it's shouldn't be a big of a deal.
Getting unlucky with the hits at the end. Losing HP and armor here is really important for this next level. The more armor and HP that you have, it makes it easier.
Yeah, you will want to have as much HP and armor as possible for the upcoming 2 levels. Because this is the next level is going to be a level where you gain a lot of damage because you will face into many enemies.
Already. I just hit the corner barely. That's unlucky. Right, second try is not bad. Ooh, the sniper. Okay, he didn't have it. The snipers are the most annoying enemy ever in this game.
And this is not going to be the only one. There's also going to be another one on the next level. And the next sniper Pip has to face is going to be much more annoying because it's pretty RNG if he is gonna hit you or not. You can still grab a lot of backup health to avoid the death, but you will also lose time going for the backup health. So every time you will face him with low HP, you're going to pray that he doesn't shoot you. And that can happen multiple times.
Oh no. Oh, barely hit the corner of that.
So Pip is now going to use 2 more grenades again to lower his gravity to gain an unfair height advantage. There's also a little bit of variation between jumps. Pepe does it with the nade damage boost, and I just do it with low gravity of the grenades. So there's pretty much a lot of preference in this game. And the difference of the threats.
Now it comes the annoying sniper that is super RNG. Okay, this time it was plain nice.
He can be very generous at some point.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's just mad at you for no reason.
As soon as you come upstairs, I seen it twice, like as soon as you come upstairs, he hits you immediately, like the frame you come upstairs.
Yeah, that happens when he's having a really bad day.
Yep.
Sit up with the wrong foot. Then he shoots. But other than that, this level isn't
So
really
bad.
special. Just pretty much straightforward strafe jumping. Also, this game is based on the Quake 3 engine, so some people might have seen similar movements. Actually, most of the game just is basically movement, aim, and a few strats that you can do to save time.
Alright, we must move quickly.
Ooh, I made a huge mistake. I'll just reload the map. And that's being greedy for the unsafe. So,
So after every cutscene, basically it starts a new chapter. That's how you can easily tell. And SFM, also Kugelstadt, it's a pretty short chapter overall, and the map is quite decent as of the difficulty. You have to do many strats like killing a guy with the grenades, killing the people in time, and a lot of movement. And also two strats. This is also the only level we go a little bit out of bounds.
Excellent work. Now keep moving. You must locate the extraction.
So there's that guy in that house who needs to be killed, just like everyone else in the section, in order for the tank to be proceeded or to progress. Pippa starts going to go out of bounds a little bit. First he's going to go at the roof, and from the first roof to the second one. And that was pretty much the only thing that could be considered out of bounds in this game. So that was a really small section.
Good.
there's some...
There's heavy resistance along the last road before the weapons complex. Let's go.
And that rooftop is kinda hard sometimes to go from the first one to the second one, because you barely have any stamina. The more stamina that you have, the better for doing jumps. But on that part you have literally no stamina. So it's kinda tricky to do that jump.
Yeah, that's also where a little bit of stamina management has the place. Like, most tricks are way easier when on 142 FPS, but only if you have the required stamina. If the strat requires you to have more stamina, you will probably not want to run on a high FPS because it just consumes too much. Also, while the tank is driving, which is kind of like a little bit more auto-scroller again, just like on Forest, the tank can also be skipped a little bit with safe loading. But this is this hasn't been really tested out that much, and not really a lot of people are doing safe loads on this level. Also, the next level is basically, or originally, the longest level of this game, but since we're speedrunning this game, it actually makes it the shortest level of this game. And this one isn't even 30 seconds long. So that's also very, very ironic. So we've already started to have a little bit more annoying enemies, which are these paratroopers that have the FG-42, that rifle with a scope on it, which is also very strong. Also, if you are in scope with that rifle, it does twice the damage as unscoped, because why not? And that's also something you will probably see a few times later. Also, the Panzerfaust you just saw wasn't. I think you didn't hit it, right?
I did it. I launched a Panzerfaust too early.
A little bit too early. So that would have also.
The fall damage mechanic.
Yeah, it would have negated his fall damage, because if you take fall damage, you also lose speed, and that's how you can avoid it a little bit. Also, on this elevator, you can safe load, which saves like 2 seconds. Or we're just going down normally? But you won't see much safe loading here. So I also like this level pretty much. It has a few cool strats and it's heavily movement based. Especially there's going to be one jump at the end when he's at the got it?
Yep. Normally that jump is super tricky because it's super easy to fall off. You're barely touching the edge of that railing.
And there's also a backup strat if you don't, like if you fall down and you don't reset, you can just grab a nade and throw it to the barrels to make them explode, and then you kind of drift up and make it there.
Well, Jack, Agent Blazkowicz is certainly full of...
So we're now coming up to the 4th chapter, which is also the shortest chapter, just being part of 3 levels. And there's also really not much going on Norway.
This level is really scary, even though it's super short. So many things can go bad. There's game crashes in here. And enemies can destroy your HP.
Also
I'll
bad,
just
but
make sure just kill him.
One specific section where Pepper lands on a part of the mountain to gain an insane boost, but also this part can cause a crash if you miss it. But other than that, this level is just pretty straightforward.
Nice.
So on the 2nd level, you will see these gates that have like some Tesla, like a Tesla gate that electrocuses you when you go through them, which is like an instant death trigger. But this is something you also just avoid when you're safe loading into it, and you just land on the other side and you're safe. And this is also the first time we will see the super soldiers. Or actually, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So these are actually just the proto soldiers for the first time, and then we will have the super soldiers, which are a much stronger version. So there's also a variation of strats in here. You either have the Venom strat or the Panzerfaust strat. People's doing the Venom strat, and he just pulls this. Like he picked up ammo earlier to have more Venom ammo and just shoot all his bullets into those 2 proto soldiers, which is slightly faster than the Panzerfaust strat, but also riskier. And on the Panzerfaust version, he just grabs Panzerfaust ammo instead of Venom ammo, and that's much safer. So we're now at the 2nd boss, and also the last level of the chapter. We're also going to see one more cool nade jump at the other side of the boss room. The pre-section here can also be very annoying, especially the flamethrower guy, and also the proto soldier's aim. Sometimes he hits you instantly with the Panzerfaust and that's not. So Pepe hitting that first try is actually super nice. Always a nice feeling, and it's also not one of the easiest strats. Yeah, that level segment was perfect. It was actually perfect. So we're now, Pip is now
Now, how is
going into the last chapter, which is also like
Really long
mediocre
and
long,
hard.
mediocre long, and a little bit harder than anything else. A lot of runs also die on chapter 5. And he's also going to make a big skip on the dam, just jumping over the fences. Normally you would go beneath it, but this jump saves just incredibly long, incredibly much of time.
I think it saves like 40 seconds, so yeah, it's really worth it to try.
And once you get a hang of it, it's not even that hard.
Yeah.
You just need to get used to it. And it's something I think you get used to it very fast. Level coming up, which is Village 2. And it's also going to be a stealth mission. But in that mission, I think you need to kill 7 officers in total. And also not trigger the alarm, otherwise you would also reset the level again. So this level also has a very precise route, so they don't trigger the alarm. And there are only a specific amount of enemies that could potentially have an alarm near them. But some other guys just tell that exactly got to pull off the alarm. You're already past the window, right? Where you threw the grenade in?
No.
Yeah, I just saw it. Sometimes you can also mess up the grenades and one of them survives and sees you and he's going to call the alarm immediately. Luckily none of those 2 stealth levels had an alarm. And these are only the only ones that are stealth missions. And this one also had a lot of secret areas and treasure. So on this chateau level, there is also you can either do it like a stealth mission, but you don't lose when the alarm goes off. And there's also a way with more action. On the action version, there are going to be more enemies and also a venom drop that people picked up. And the venom ammo
later on.
is used for the next level, and also if you have ammo left for all the other levels. So also about RNG, it's also pretty random how much ammo you drop for that venom gun, and that's actually the only guy dropping venom ammo other than the super soldiers potentially. And that ammo count also pretty much tells you how much of time you will save later on and how much you will lose because you don't have enough ammo. So there's also a pretty hard strat on this level. I just don't know yet if people are attempting it.
Yes, nice, we got it. First try too.
Okay, that's actually pretty crazy. And also saves good amount of time. But it also looks very, very clean.
The only issue is that if you have low HP in the previous level and you do that, then you have to take a backup, so it negates whatever time set you have. So yeah.
Yeah. That is actually one of the one of the hardest threats in this game. At least for what I know of. That are viable for a midweek game run.
Yep.
We also had very much struggle on this level because there is near the middle of the arena is a trigger, or actually there are 4 triggers that are pretty much all the same actually, and they just start a timer when that lightning comes and opens the floor. So we had issues that the floor just wouldn't open, and you had to re-trigger the trigger in the middle in order for it to be opened. So that level also could have been a huge run killer. So far this run is very, very decent. And nothing much have been horribly wrong. Only some minor issues, but that's still a pretty good run. Also, when he was below the Proto Soldier, he shot him a little, so he turns around and he wouldn't have annoyed him when he was going up the ladder. So he was a little bit more far back. So we're heading now to the second last level of the game actually, already.
Yeah, this game just goes flying whenever you don't make a huge mistake.
Also, sometimes, I don't mean sometimes, but there is a straight on dark, like on the second previous level, where we can just get a dynamite and more Panzerfaust ammo, and if you do that spread, you're going to have a dynamite in here, and that just kills these zombies way quicker. But overall, that would have been way, way slower than what people did. So this level also has potential to kill a run, just because we're going to have enemies that shoot you way more often than you want. Especially after entering the church when Pepe drops down. Even if they are going to be at flames, they still tend to sometimes shoot you a lot, and you just want to really go past by them, not really interrupting them. So far, this level is very clean.
He almost killed me at the end with the one shot. Oh man.
Alright, so this is going to be the final boss. His name is Heinrich, and this is going to be a very tough fight, so good luck to you, Pepe. And also don't do the Pepe. So basically, what just happened is the blocks falling should actually block the entry. Yeah, that's GG Pepe. So what basically just happened there is that area would have been blocked, and it's just for blocking the player's entrance so he doesn't go out of the arena, and that will just crush you and you die. But instead we just bait the final boss to come to us and just crush the enemy boss in that. So that was a pretty hard boss, right?
Yep, super hard boss.
Anyway, GG, it was a very good run.
Thank you. So I'm just gonna give a special shout out to my friends of RTCW community, and that will be Hero and Trans, because they teach me all of these tricks that I know, and obviously every other runner that they're chilling all the time on my chat, making the runs bearable. But yeah, if you wanna check out RTCW speedruns, you can check our Discord on speedrun.com/RTCW, and then you can find the Discord link in there. But yeah, thank you very much everyone. I'll see you guys later.